Greetings! Welcome back to the Chapter Master. Okay, lockdown is concluded. I've gotten through university studies. Well, I haven't got through them. I've gotten through the first 2 weeks and finally got my schedule. So, we're back to full-time. Well, not full-time. We're back to making videos on a more permeable basis. So, I've got some more stories coming this week. And I've been chatting to some of the lads on Discord more, so it's good for me to actually use it again and use it a bit more. It does remind me, at some point I really want to do a almost a 40k podcast or horror seriously podcast. Basically, I'd love to actually go through and discuss lore and some of the more stupid aspects of lore and some of the retcons and things, but that's for a later day. For now, we're back in Chapter Master. Now, it's interesting. I've seen someone linked to me in the Discord about a Imperial Guard version of this game, which I think is ruddy cool. I still need to check in with Only War and see how that's doing. I haven't been playing it because it's still in pre-alpha state, and while I did want to make that video to tell people that it was a thing, I just don't think it's quite ready for showtime yet. So, back to the old classic Chapter Master. Alright. And I figured today we'd do something I used to do to fill in time in the old times, and do a full random chapter. Oh ho ho! Wow! Malevolent Champions. I'm already picking up, because one of the things of my random chapters is I like to come up with the lore and the backstory in my head for them as I'm playing. Already, I'm seeing them as prissy, narcissistic, and over-entitled. I'm picturing the most arrogant aspects of the Emperor's Children in combination with the most asshole traits of the Marines Malevolent. These guys must be fucking hated. No wonder no chapter wants to claim them. I'm guessing they got kicked off their homeworld, which is why they're on a fleet. Strength, yep, they would be a chapter that has above average strength. Cooperation should be 0, though. Purity and stability, of course. Adamant Lion, Death World, and Blood Duel. Of course they do. These guys are... Oh, black and white. Not even trim. You guys have no class when it comes to color scheme. Oh, dearie, dearie, dear. What disadvantages? Deep striking. So raiding is less effective. So you love standing out in the battlefield. And they cannot spit acid. Wow. And Hyperion. We're not tarnishing Chapter Master Hyperion of the Storm Knights by having him share a name with these bloody dicks. I'm just trying to think of a asshole that would make an appropriate name for this. Right. Well, I reckon that they're the type to use a bloody sword. Rather than... No, power fists. And... integrated bolters. Yeah, going full Calgar on this. I think, honestly, they're the type that would just punch people to death. Alright. So... what's their attack damage? 1,000 damage. Man, artificial power fists are bloody powerful in this game. Alright. Plasma bomb, automatic boarding, board next vessel. Terminator, Mark 6 suits. Oh, see, the color scheme's not too bad with Mark 6 armor. It's not the worst with Terminator, it's the bloody eagle and the trim. You need to have different color trim. Even when I created the Storm Knights, I made sure that the trim looked good. It's all about trim, people. Ladies, it's all about the trim. Oh, I'm probably going to be ostracized for that one. But then I'm used to that. Yes, I'm talking... well, you should know what I'm talking about. Right, load... that would be third company. Transfer some land raiders to Bird Company. Transfer Bird. Cool, that way we've got them on hand. Nice indeed. Alright, so we've got Perrin 1, a deaf world. I reckon savage recruiting, so that we don't even have a... I reckon there's a small outpost there. Basically to take in recruits, process them, and send them back to the fleet. I don't think there's a fortress monastery or any full-scale operation. It's a mid-level fortress. Basically, think of the Giant's Coffin from the Sides of the Emperor books in terms of the fortress size. Nearby, Perrin 2, a temperate world. Okay. Adamant Lion. Most of these names are pretty standard. I don't see anything too abhorrent about that. Necron Tomb on next to a Mechanicus world. That's honestly incredibly fitting for this. Right, Malevolent Champions now. What else are we thinking about these guys? Okay, Reclusium is lacking in things. So, obviously these guys don't give too much of a shit for the Ecclesiarchy. And they don't give too much of a shit for Discipline. Librarian? Marco. Apothecaries? They have a standard number of apothecaries and tech marines, so I think these guys aren't too codex deviant. Although, if you look, 108 warriors per company, so it's clear they are slightly codex deviant in terms of size. I reckon the Malevolent Champions fight together as a group. I don't think they're the types to go off and crusade individually. They like to stay together. I think it's so they can A, all pat each other on the back for how awesome they are. And B, I guess it makes more of an opinion upon worlds if you show up with overwhelming force and save the day. And then claim as much credit as you can. So, I honestly reckon that's the type of warriors these are. Oh, trapped in a warp thing. Alright, then these guys are clearly unlucky. Also, that shouldn't have been taking... It should have been swiftly take the power, the artifact. Because I imagine these guys consider themselves slightly self-superior. What do we reckon? 21st founding? Although... kind of hard to say. Like, 21st founding would consider more gene-scene defects. They do have 2 major defects. Possibly considered to be 21st founding, although maybe it's more like the dark founding. I reckon these guys are dark founding chapter. Although 21st again would explain why nobody bothers to claim these guys. I like the idea that there are chapters that claim they're from one, from one lineage, and that lineage rejects them. Well, to be fair, who would want to be, like, for example, the Marines Malevolent? Who the bloody hell would want to be associated with the freaking Marines Malevolent? Like, gross. Also, snipers and chainswords. It's slightly bland. I must admit, now I know you can change your loadouts if you create your own chapter, and you can choose what, weapons and stuff you start with. I do prefer doing that to doing just standard, because the standard sniper rifles and bolters and stuff can be rather boring. Especially when in terms of gameplay, shit like the chain axes are far more efficient. Man, boarding is so OP. Like, the person in the comments who told me about how OP boarding was, they've bloody done me a massive favor in playing this game, because boarding is hideously overpowered. That and raiding is great. Oh, I'm doing raids. My guys have negative bonuses to raids. We should probably just focus on attacks. Although, no, these guys are assholes enough that they would bomb. I can not give a shit about civilian casualties. Like, maybe they would be aware of civilian casualties. Unlike say the Marines Malevolent. No, the Marines Malevolent are aware of civilian casualties. They just don't give a shit because they're bastards. Like, I've heard the Marines Malevolent have got Primaris because they stole the Primaris Dean-Tech off the bloody Custodes. Well, not stole it. All the Custodes killed, and they came in like the freaking Blood Ravens and just ran off with the bloody tech. Personally, Gilliman should just send them into the Eye of Terror and kill them. Because, honestly, the Marines Malevolent are everything wrong with Space Marines. They are arrogant, they're self-superior, they don't give a shit about human life, they're entitled, their color scheme looks like piss, and they are just the scum of the earth. So basically what I'm saying there is the Marines Malevolent should be purged, and if you know anyone who plays Marine Malevolent, then you have a duty to the Imperium to spit at them whenever you see them. Although if someone willingly plays Marines Malevolent, then they are a bastard and probably a trolling asshole, so they probably deserve to be spat at. So, yeah. I'm gonna swiftly take it. Sweet. Right. So, the Malevolent Champions. Yeah, I reckon they're a fan of dueling. I like to think they pull the old Great Crusade era thing of, if they show up and help another Space Marine chapter to fight, then afterwards they'll have an honor duel to determine who gets the most glory. And in my personal canon, whoever disappoints or doesn't, win the honor duel, they are demoted. So it's very much a asshole-based economy for the Malevolent Champions. I also like to think that the Malevolent Champions a great deal of pleasure from using virus bombs and bombarding. Like, for example, there, oh, who gives a shit? Only 114 humans. That's, honestly, 114 humans, it's worth us bombing them. Humanity can just make more. Wow. The Malevolent Champions are even more bigger assholes than I thought. They just think nothing of bombing everybody. And then, of course, although, I like to think the Malevolent Champions they would either bomb everyone, so that everyone's wiped out, so no one can see them, having used bombing tactics earlier, or they would not bomb and leave as much people alive just so they could get more glory. Like, just so people could throw them a parade. Like, that's the type of people these guys are. Either no one's left alive to give us any glory, or everyone's alive to give us glory. Now, a crusade. Of course, they're going to show up for a crusade just so they can get more glory and honor. What do we reckon? We'll send the Blood Golden and one escort. No. We'll deselect everyone except the Blood Golden and the Apollo can go off and join that crusade. And then everyone else can save the day back here and ascertain more glory and honor. Because I reckon that's what these guys are all about. Oh, yes, quite right. I need to re-equip you. Re-equip. Alright. Bolt pistol. Chain sword. Mark 7 power armor. No psychic hood, so you don't get anything. So, basically, there you go. Alright, 35 dam, free range. Geez, bolt pistols are a little bit dinky. If you could use a bolter one-handed, why not just use a bolter one-handed? What's range attack 101, melee attack 101? Yeah, there's no disadvantage for using a bolter. Why would you use a bolt pistol? Weird. Oh, yeah. No, the chapter master himself is going to just lead this attack. Just himself and, first company. just so he can gain more honor and glory and bitches. Although these guys, yeah, these guys would totally be in it for the bitches. If they were guardsmen, they would be all about it. Like, they'd be malevolent and assholes and superior. Bad combination. Right, New Stalinvast. I like to think that the name Stalin survives till the 40th millennium. Extreme, extreme. Well, there's nobody to see any honor here, so I guess we'll just bomb people to dust. It'd be cool if you could have more exterminators. I know you can buy exterminators weapons from the Inquisition, but it'd be cool if you could buy cyclonic torpedoes and more advanced and virus bombs and more advanced weapons of exterminators, just for the sake of being able to get rid of them. Oh, 2 Marines are wounded. Actually, I imagine as long as you can fight and shoot, you should be forced to fight in the Malevolent Champions. So that's my other law. Nice. Wounded people are expected to fight as well. You can wield a gun, you can fight. Probably lectors or gene stealers. Alright. Sparse. Man, the Tyranids keep regenerating, don't they? Stupid Tyranids. Who called them back? Bloodletters. Great. More bloodletters. I love how 645 bolters just rip into the bloodletters and annihilate them. It makes me think of... I've been replaying the Mass Effect trilogy in preparation for the remaster. And there's an awesome Rex line. Or is it Rex or Grunt? I can't remember. Who's like, that's why I love hanging out with you guys. Why shoot something once when you can shoot it 46 more times? And it's just like, yeah, I can get by that standard. Also, one of the weird reasons why I wanted to buy... I'm not going to, and it's silly, but I was like, there's a blank firing minigun for sale online. Me wanty. Vehicles discount. Oh yes, Librarian. Demonic Entity. Tainted Chaos. Better identify it. 321 damage. Weird question. What's the damage of... Chain Fist is 300. Lightning Claw is 230. Power Fist is 350. P. Damage 300. So this Relic Axe has only got 20 more damage than a Power Fist. It does have melee splash damage, but doesn't Power Fist also have melee splash? Yeah. That's not a great artifact as artifacts go. Still, it's better than the weapon currently on hand. No. Of course they're going to take it. Unload. Swiftly take it. Now what we do is we gift to diplomacy, inquisition, request. Alright, now can we go to the librarian and now give it to... Yes, we can gift that to the Inquisition. And we can gift that to the Inquisition. I'm glad someone told me that you can actually gift items to the Inquisition on the turn that the Inquisition arrive. It saves my life so much problems. Which is one of the cool things about this game. Everyone thinks I'm the expert in this game, which I guess by definition I am, considering I've played it for so bloody long. But it's also, even in this unpolished beta state, this game still has mechanics and aspects of it that can surprise me, and that's a good thing. Because it keeps it interesting, And B, it's just another example of the potential of this game that's unfulfilled. Someone mentioned I should bloody start sending Games Workshop emails asking them to give the license to this game to a company to make. But, I don't know. I don't think that'll get anywhere. It is a neat idea, though. But I just don't really think GW would listen. Their vehicles. Okay. Interesting. I imagine because these guys do a lot of attacks rather than deep striking, that they do have a greater value upon their tanks. So I imagine the Malevolent Champions like to have, well, let's be honest, pimped out Rhinos and Land Raiders and things just for the sake of having more, getting to the battlefield and looking more fabulous. So I honestly think that's probably why these guys have so many corruption little. Cleans by fire. Where was it that was the depth of corruption? I think it was this way. Cool. So that's why these guys have a more vehicular focus. Although I've left most of the vehicles back on the bloody homeworld. Although I imagine that's just more laziness on my part. I imagine the Malevolent Champions in person always go everywhere with their Rhinos and Razorbacks and Land Raiders and things. And of course they're, gold trim, fabulous vehicles. Extreme again. These guys are just going to resort to bombing. Boosh. Horde. Very nice. Right. Bomb again. Good. Alright. Rebellion on Conor 2. Oh. Well, we'll go deal with that. Oh, yes. Although this is just a throwaway playthrough, I suppose, but Right. Malevolent Champions. Friends, I honestly don't think... Oh, we lost like 20 Marines. Huh. Okay. Oh, 99 damage for a bolter, but again, what's the damage of a standard bolter? Oh, damn, 40. Okay, it's not too bad. Although, I've seen bolters with a lot more awards than that. I like to think that the Malevolent Guardians always get the knockoff relics and artifacts. Like, they're not favored enough to get anything decent. So they just get the sort of shitty hand-me-downs. %, heresy. I think the Sisters of Battle should have probably done something about that. Sweet. Right, Malevolent Champions away. And naturally... refuse, because these guys are not bound by the whims of the Inquisition. The Inquisition are a bunch of fruity, foppish fruit fops. Wait, what? This artifact is a bolter. Has been substituted for polished adamantium. A bolter has been integrated. So it's a storm bolter? A combi bolter? A twin bolter? Or is it polished adamantium block with a bolter that's been integrated? Weird writing. See, that's better. It's decorated with gold filigree. Both these bolters have the same ruddy stats. Execute the heretic for wasting chapter resources. That's what we think of people in the malevolent champions. It seemed the constant... Wow, Ape Company really has been pretty mauled. Explore the ruins. Alright, cultists. Fancy power armor. Ape Company has been pretty mauled. I'm guessing the Blood Golden's the ship you came from. Brain. Oh yeah. Chainsword and... $30. How many chainswords do we own? We own lots. Because I frickin'... Oh, none of these scouts are eligible for promotion. Damn! I was thinking I could promote the scouts to fill out Ape Company. Oh well. Malevolent champions own harsh recruitment practices get the best of them again. Zuzu. Zuzio? Zio? Odd. Right, Librarium. Yep, or that further substitutes the idea that the malevolent champions, despite seeking glory and honor and relics, are always dumped with the low to mid-grade relics. Like, they wouldn't find any shit from the Horus Heresy sort of thing. They would just find crap from, not even a scouring, they'd just find crap from like 100 years ago sort of thing. And then claim it and write it off as a relic. These guys are pretty sad. Alright. I'm calling it here. I am done for today. Alright, I'm actually going to start playing this game properly again in the future, but this was just a cheeky little filler for now. So, cheerio for sitting through this if you did. Oh, let's see if this is another vehicle STC. Just wait. Yes! Alright, so these guys are definitely vehicle-based chapter. Right, cheerio for stomaching this, if you did, and farewell.